We're going live right now. Hello and welcome to Free the Mind UK, a chat with a therapist. I'm Dave Carson. I'm your host this evening, and I'll be joined with the delightful Danielle Rowe, who's my co-host. We've got a really amazing guest tonight in the way of Erica Takhar. Erica is an angelic Reiki master teacher. She helps people with things like chakra balancing, angelic healing, angelic messages and guidance, chord cutting and chord strengthening. And Erica will be explaining all of this a bit later. Actually, my co-host Danny and myself have both had a session of past life chord cutting and chord strengthening with Erica, and I have to say it was truly mind-blowing, and I'm really excited about this chat tonight with Erica, and I'm sure Danny is too. So without further ado, we're going to play the intro video, which I haven't got ready, but here we go.
Not sure what therapy to choose? Free the Mind UK presents A Chat with a Therapist. Join us live for an up-close informal discussion of the various holistic therapies available, helping you make that important choice.
Hey, we're live, ladies. Welcome Erica, welcome Danny. Me and Danny, we're getting in the middle of the screen. Me and Danny are so excited about this talk, aren't we, Danny?
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be amazing, and we've already got people watching already. So the people that are watching, if you've got any questions to ask Erica as we go through the talk, you're very welcome to put your messages on. I will read them out, and Erica will answer them, I'm sure. So Erica, we normally start by getting a bit of a background. How you got to this point where you are now, how it all unfolded and that sort of thing. So if you want to sort of give us a short overview, that would be amazing.
Thank you. Hi. Okay, so the short thing, what I always say,
Erica, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to have to interject because you're breaking up. I don't think people will be able to hear you. So let's have a little look at your sound a second.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yes, coming clear now.
Yeah, that's good. And Bonnie, you're sounding like a Dalek, I'm afraid.
For goodness sake.
So, Erica, sorry, you're going to have to start that again, all right? Just for the viewers.
That's absolutely fine. So I noticed through my own life experiences that I was seeing repeating patterns constantly, and through friendships, through places of work. I just, even from a young age, I could just see the same thing happening over and over again. So I would constantly be making changes. I would change my friendship group. I would change my my job. I would move away, and this sort of continued for a long time. And with all the businesses that we've had and all places that we've been, and I just keep seeing exactly the same characters of people, but in different faces, and the same type of vibrational places, but they look different. There is just so many similarities, and I could just link it all together like a jigsaw. And I did all the things that I could do physically to control the outcome and to make it better. And then it got to 15, and I had enough, and I said, I can see so many of these cycles going on. I need a way to make it stop and change. And that's when my this part of the spiritual journey began. So I need to have all of those life experiences in order to recognize patterns, and to recognize the pattern so I could ask for change and ask for solution and ask for the problem solving thing. You can't have an answer if you don't have, and that's what I need so many experiences in life for to get to so then I discovered the law of attraction, and I was practice that, and understood it, read up on it, and used it in my everyday. And I just like, there's so much more than this. 2015, I started my Angelic journey. A lovely season. And yeah, there was so much more. And then those repeating cycles sort of kept, and it wasn't until we had the plan, and that was the biggest mirror that I had seen since I was a child, since a collective, since I was part of a religious group. Yeah.
Right.
And I recognised so many similarities. And the day that I left the care industry.
Care industry. Did you say care industry?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, Erica. You're gonna have to have a chat.
Yeah,
with
I can almost hear you, but not quite. It's like
I don't know if it's because you're moving about. Have you got a microphone on you or something?
Have you got headphones?
No, I haven't got headphones. It's just my phone. Is that help? I'm closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that you broke up because you were. Danny, she was talking about something quite important there, where everything changed, and I didn't.
Quite everything was a mirror with the pandemic, because the pandemic that word cut out.
Right.
Yes. So when we were going through the pandemic, and I could see the way that we were
living,
controlled to do certain things. I could see so many mirror images of things I'd previously experienced in a particular region. So it's getting into a bit of a grey. Okay. Yeah. But this is a big thing for me. A few days later, I ended up doing a chord cutting course. And that's exactly what I'd needed. It's like a 20-year cycle. It literally took 20 years to go round, to learn all of those things, experiencing all those things, to raise my vibration enough to go, yes, this is what you need to be doing. And then,
I know Danny wants to talk about her experience with you, but I was just fascinated.
I think you do too, don't you?
I do, and I'm doing it. But I was just fascinated. I'm interested to know, like, at what point did you start getting, which appeared to me like they were showing you some sort of video. That's what I picked up about it, like, because you were describing like what you were seeing, and they were obviously showing you this. So, at what point did you discover this ability?
I've always been able to do that, and it's just recognizing. Yeah, and it's just recognizing that I can put it to use, and that it is something that can be utilized, and that it isn't just an imagination. So this is my cat Zoo. And it's something that I can actually use, and it's so I've always been able to.
Wow, absolutely fascinating. Danny, do you want to ask Erica or anything in particular?
You put me on the spot now. I think of something.
What question you were talking about before?
Well, yeah, because at the beginning, we do the half an hour meditation to get into the. You said you did Reiki.
Reiki,
yes.
Reiki. Yeah. And you asked me if I did it before. No, I've never. But it was so familiar to me as soon as the you did listen to and I'm going in there, and I was there like 3 years old again, and I just felt this expanse and this freedom, and I could like go anywhere. I was like doom, doom. Like I was like a pinball machine. That's how I felt, like a twirling pinball machine. And I'm just going around and around, and I was just like, wow, I know I'm home. And you were there, and you were like, come on, we got to go. And I was like, well, is it dangerous or something? And I was like, I don't want to leave, I'm happy. and then we went to like the sea, and I'm down in the bottom of the sea, and we saw this big whale, and it was just I was just flying, and I could be anywhere. And then I was in space, and then I was back with the budgies and back at home, and it was just this incredible journey. And then wow.
Yeah.
So how, I mean how long, like this, because for me it set me on a little epiphany, if you like. So you said to write a journal afterwards if anything comes to you, and loads of things kept coming to me, and I'm thinking about the innocence of children, and it's the innocence, the actual the essence of that innocence that is so important, because it's what creates the most powerful imagination, the most powerful stories. You could be anything in your childhood. You could be a princess, you could be a dragon, you could be this, you could be that, and you're there in that world as long as it's uninterrupted. And this is the silent weapons for the silent wars. Get your child on the iPad, get your child on the phone, because they're like that. They're not in the quantum realm. They're not fat with that. And that's the what the Revelation is talking about with the falling away of the church. It's just, and I'm just like,
amazing.
So how long have you been doing that quantum, going into those zones? How, like, was that what you learned during the pandemic, or was that what you could always do?
No, so I could always do that. That's who I am. And as a small child, that's how I saw things, how I thought, how I felt, highly sensitive. Have you seen The Good Witch? If anyone's seen The Good Witch,
it's got like Bette Midler in it. And
no, it's like a series on Netflix, but it's like the utopia of life. It's like the utopia town where there's just enough challenges to help you find a solution to a problem. Everybody's lovely, everybody's nice, and it's like everyone has parties, celebrations.
We'll have to check this out.
Yeah, but that's how I thought life was going to be. When you played Sylvanian Families and Barbies and stuff, but in a lovely, angelic way. And in an innocent way, that's exactly how I thought life was and was going to be up until I was like 20. But that's and then when I started, when I got a little older, everybody else had the same different ideas, and I thought, oh, I'm wrong. I'm not like everybody else. I'm making a mistake here, and this is why life isn't going right for me or something, because I'm not like everybody else. So I tried to be negative, and I tried to have some drama. I tried to be like an EastEnders character instead. I look like one.
Get out my pub.
Exactly. And I tried really hard, but that felt odd to me. It felt like I wasn't being authentically myself. And so I had to experience that to then know, hold on a minute, this is who I am.
So that working with the quantum and working in that innocence, the way I see things and the way I feel is actually that innocence. It sounds really odd to admit that and say that. No, it doesn't, because the school
childish and silly, but that's how it comes across.
That's how it should.
That's how it should be. Yeah,
that's how it should be, because that's what the school system has done to ruin that, to stifle that. And it's an example of today's world, where we're living in 2023, like frogs being slowly boiled.
Going, this is great. It's uneducated out of us. But like, I was going to ask you, can you sort of go into more detail about the chord cutting and chord strengthening process for people that are watching this and have got no idea, what it's about?
So if you visualize this as science. So if you think the word chord comes in like two different spellings, isn't it? So you've got chord, that's a piece of thread, like a rope. So you imagine that. C-O-R-D.
And then you've got C-H-O-R-D.
And then the chord, C-H-O-R-D, is music notes. Okay, so now if you put them both together, you have got music playing along a piece of thread attaching A to B or tying up in a knot, right? If you cut, if you cut that cord, that piece of thread, the music notes can no longer travel along that cord and they fall away. Okay, so everything that we are is energy, so it's sound and vibration, frequency, and it's what you're, and it's how you attract. And so we're cutting those cords to like those emotional attachments, those pieces of string, those music notes, and that vibration of sound can no longer travel along that same route. So it has to fall away.
Explained, Erica.
That's very good. So I had a visual and everything. I was like that.
You have to experience it because like the experience is just mind blowing.
Yeah, like David, it was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it? About 4 weeks ago that you had yours done, and you came and you were raving. He was absolutely buzzing, and he recited the whole, half an hour.
Session.
Yeah, the whole session. Yeah, and he was buzzing. But even he encouraged me to really want to come as well and do it and to do it beforehand, so I had an idea, but I can't even express it enough.
Absolutely.
How freeing it is, and you're actually experiencing it, so you know it's happened because you feel so safe and it feels so familiar, and you know that it's angelic. You have that sense of calm all around you, and it's because as a Christian myself, it's like a minefield, isn't it? You're like, where do I go? Everyone's like, this is bad, but you have that inner sense of it's divine.
It's interesting actually, because when you start off with the 30-minute meditation. That's right, isn't it? Is that what you normally start off with? Is that what you normally do?
Yeah, so the first half an hour is the healing is actually channeling at that time. So when you're in like that meditation state, all the healing is coming through, and that's when I see and experience everything for you. Yeah.
Wow. It's just for people watching it, that's what normally happens. You have half-hour meditation, which was wonderful, and the music that Erica plays was delightful. I made a point of getting the name of the music so I could play it at home, and then obviously you go into the reading, don't you? And is it like a video? Is it like a video being shown to you? Because it is. Because when you were doing mine, I'm not the greatest visualizer. Obviously, I should be more positive and say I visualize easily and effortlessly, but normally I'm not the greatest, right? But when you were doing that, I was able to visualize every moment of it as if I was there, because you were telling me I was in a ship, et cetera, and I could see everything. It was absolutely incredible.
You were there.
That's not normal. I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I say those words, and when sometimes I say things on repeat, or I go over a topic a few times, so you feel that vibration. And so all of those words, because I can still see and I'm still experiencing that like on repeat then as I'm explaining it to you. So that vibration and those music notes coming along those chord that is now attached from the divine through me to you, that's all coming through. So that's how you can see it, feel it, have those emotions, have those freeing feelings. That's the session that you're experiencing in those senses.
Fantastic. We have got a few people have just made a few comments. Terry saying hiya. I know you know Terry pretty well.
Hi, Terry.
What else? Terry, hiya, Terry. The chord cutting session with Erica are totally amazing, and I very highly recommend it.
Definitely.
Craig, a regular of the Mind Body Spirit.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig. Good to see you watching. Let's see what we've got here. Yes, love the Good Witch. So Terry's into that. Oh, Kevin Hooper, the one and only Kevin Hooper. Hi.
All right, Kev.
You all right, Kev? You all right?
What, mate? How's it going?
We love Kevin. He's proper.
He's funny.
He is funny, and he's coming
funny.
on the show soon. We haven't got a date out of him yet. He's going to be sharing his experience of his psychic abilities and what he's done over the years.
Terry, I've had quite a
exciting.
few sessions, lots, and by experiencing it all, it's amazing how it all unfolds and how things used to affect you no longer does in the same way it used to, as there is no cord attachment, as it's been cut from where it originally came from.
Like from the actual source.
Yeah.
And if anyone else,
I feel that as well. I feel that the first one had to be cut, didn't it? And the other two were strengthened.
Yeah. So if you can imagine, if you've got like something that's happened to you, it could have been the smallest of triggers, and that has rippled effects throughout other things in your life. So when you assume, oh, I need this thing cut away, it's not that at all. It's the thing that happened back then, which you have no recollection of. So when you get rid of the thing that you can no longer remember, it ripples the effect through all of those other experiences, and then just helps to wash away too.
What do you think's behind the creation of humans, right? Not being able to tap into our past lives occasionally, so that we can, like, cut these cords, or actually having that awareness. Do you think that's just being educated out of us, or is it just about timing? Me and Danny went to see you at this particular time in space, and that was our time to cut those cords and strengthen them. Or does it,
I think there's so many layers to that question. One of them is the whole point we're here is to have that human experience, and some of the best ways that we can learn is through physically experiencing something, and that's why the importance of the cycles keep coming around, is so we really get to understand and learn why we've experienced this. And so sometimes removing those cords, if it's not right, then you're going to deny somebody that experience of that spiritual development, life experience development. So it's
I see that. It's like it's all got a role to play. It might not seem like it is. Whatever's happening, it is all perfect. It's all a beautiful dance. That's one of my main.
It's we're learning,
concepts.
We're learning through. There's trials and tribulations that sometimes we go through to actually learn qualities. It's actually what me and Kev were actually talking about this earlier. And we have to go through certain trials and tribulations to attain empathy, to have sympathy, to actually get on to another level of that, and sometimes we think we've gotten over these things, and then they come back because we have a little bit more to learn,
and then sometimes it's detrimental. And then when it becomes detrimental, and why are you holding on to that cycle as well, is sometimes we think that we're going to, it's because of love sometimes that we hold on to things, or hold on to people that are holding us back, I mean holding us back in a spiritual way sometimes. So there's so many reasons.
I see it so often. I see people's circles of behavior, I don't know how to put it, on the merry-go-round, and it's so obvious, and you just want to go in there and stop the roundabout.
Some people
they're like, get off. I love it.
But you have to recognize it. It's like it's a real personal choice, and I really have to, that's one thing I really have to respect, is when these sessions,
free will,
is understand free will. And if somebody, even though there might be a cord that needs to be released, it's their choice whether that gets released. And sometimes we've gone into a session and we've moved timelines because that they've chosen on spiritually to leave that one be a bit.
So you're like told to leave that one. So in a sense, you know that they've got to keep that to learn whatever they're going to learn.
And then some, but they have a choice when they're there with me. And then, or sometimes they say, no.
What did you say, Dave?
I was going to say to you, actually, sorry, Daddy, I'm doing lots of questions.
What did you say?
nothing. Don't worry. Anyway, I don't know what I said. I forgot it already.
Missed
Yeah,
it.
in some of our past incarnations, is it so that in some past incarnations we have more knowledge and more empathy than we have in this incarnation, or do we normally accumulate everything that we've gotten from each sort of past life, if you see what I mean? So like basically, can we be sort of like not worse off, but not as what's the word, Danny? Do you understand what I'm saying though? Like in a past life, would you have more, is it possible to have more qualities of like empathy and understanding and them qualities than you have in this current life?
Yes.
Or do you normally get those in this life that you've accumulated in the past lives? Because I'd hate to think I'm going to come back not sort of knowing the things I know now, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, no, they're always there, and it depends on what you need in this incarnation to what you're going to bring forward with you. You might not need all that ancient knowledge, or that part of you, but then that's half the thing of strengthening the chords. It's like, actually, in this part of your life, this next chapter of your life, you need this quality from that lifetime. It's going to benefit you now coming forward. So if we clear some of the old things out of the way, we make space for the new things coming through. It's like if you had too much knowledge, it would just blow your brain, wouldn't it? It would just drive.
Well, that's what Jane Osborne said.
Yeah, she said that if we came down in our truest light, we'd explode. It'd be too much.
That's what Jane said as well.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope Jane's watching tonight, because she was like past life regressionist, very interesting lady, and I thought it would be a good connection with you both. You know,
because what you just said reminded me of what Jane said.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
If you're watching, Jane, give us a let us know.
Hi. How's it going?
Look, we've got here, look, this lovely person, Zelda O'Connor. Chord cutting sounds simple yet profound. Thank you for sharing.
That's you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it really, really is. And you do it remotely as well, don't you? So you can, you know, you don't have to be in the room with somebody. You can actually do it via WhatsApp video, and
Absolutely.
you know, it's a perfect experience, like what I had as a blubbering wreck. I even had so sorry guys, we were meditating, and it got to a point where my phone rang for like the third time. The music kept cutting out every third beat, and then it would play for 3 beats, and then like the fourth beat it would cut, and then play for 3 beats, and then the fourth beat was cutting out. So I was in there, but then the last 5 minutes the phone rang again, and I thought to myself, I'm doing Erica a disservice here. I was like, Erica, I'm struggling here.
I know. I was just like, it's okay. Give me 5 minutes.
Well, Danny's gone now. Oh my God, here she's back. Love it. Oh, she's gone again. All fun and games, isn't it? But you know, whoever's watching right now, I can't highly recommend enough. I mean, how many other people have you met, Erica, with this sort of gift that you have, that you've always had, where you get this information? Have you ever met anyone with this?
I don't know. It's not something that I.
Obviously, it's a unique gift, because we're all unique, and it's a gift that you possess. But I can only say to anyone that's watching it now, or watching it later on the recording, you've got to contact Erica and have a session.
Yeah, you've got to.
It is absolutely incredible.
It does blow my mind so many times, because I have no idea what you're going to experience or where we're going to go until my eyes are closed, until we're there. And then in each stage I'm like, well, where are we going to go next? I have no idea. So it just flows as it's supposed to. And then sometimes the angels hold us in a particular place for long enough, and then I think, have I done something wrong? Do we need to move? And they're like, actually, the waiting and that holding in that space is part of the message coming forward. So every single thing that's experienced in the session is meant to. It's yeah. And then some things catch me surprise, because obviously I see things and sometimes I feel things or the emotions attached. So if like if there's something, it can kind of take me by surprise.
What sort of situations do people come to see you for? For people watching, you know, that they might have anxieties or depression, or they might, you know, they might be having those things going on in their life over and over again, and they want to change it. What sort of things what sort of problems do people come with you with, Erica?
I suppose there's like two categories really. The first one is like people are just drawn. They're like, I don't know why, but I know I need to come and see you. And quite often those wonderful people are spiritual workers themselves and have no idea that they are.
Wow.
So the angels so the angels are saying, you know, they show routes to how to activate your gifts, or how to, you know, what channels to look down and things like that. So it's a real strengthening. This is actually who you are. Let go of what you thought you were. This is who you are. So it's a remembering of identity and authenticity. So that's one thing. And the other thing is like, because this is so different, people have just let go of control, exactly like I did when I knew that I needed to find another path, like myself. You do all you can to control life, and then you think, no, I need something else. But there's loads of different reasons people come.
Good. You must be do you know what the word's gone out of my head? You know, like when you're thankful. What's that word? When you're really thankful for everything.
Gratitude.
The big G. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Gratitude. You must be so full of gratitude.
Yeah. You know, I'm grateful for everything, and I'm just grateful for keeping going and just actually that I'm okay as I am. It's just like being brave enough to follow my path and having that support from my husband and my son and my family and teachers, wonderful teachers, and like you guys, and really, really grateful.
But you know, you're doing a good job and you're healing people, so everyone around you can see that it's benefiting not only other people but yourself, you know, and the universe, you know, at the same time. So whatever's going on here is going on up there, you know.
I love
win-win.
I love that what you say about being your authentic self. It's like I haven't been able to be my authentic self in the past, you know, and now I feel like you know, I am who I am now. Do you know what I mean? This is who I am.
Yes, take it or leave it, isn't it?
It's so freeing and so wonderful. And like you, I'm so like grateful. I'm really grateful.
Yeah, same.
I'm very lucky to be honest.
But then when I receive like the messages or texts, or even just people booking back in with me, that feeling that, oh my God, they just.
But I'm going to be booking back in.
Good.
We're going to be booking.
And I know.
Yeah, I'm going to be booking you in again.
Definitely going to be doing that. And if it's okay, I just want to tell everyone, Erica saw one of my past lives where I was a bit of a navigator, explorer, and it seemed to be a theme in my readings, which sort of makes sense to me. Actually, Danny said something the other day and made me think about it a bit more deeply, and I've got some good connections from it. And one of the things Erica said was, I was on an expedition with a group of people, and it was my job to get them to their destination. And they trusted me, and I sort of trusted in myself to get them there, which was really nice. But along the journey, I got bitten by a snake, and the snake was sent to kill me, basically. But I was healed by a lady who had a concoction of herbs and stuff, and spent a couple of days with me day and night to heal me. And as well as healing the leg which was bitten by the snake, she happened to also heal it, like a cancerous growth in my chest at the same time. That's right. Do you remember, Erica? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Now the interesting thing is that I've got a rather large. In the reading, Erica said that the people brought the snake to me after I was healed, and I was like, "Oh, you didn't have to kill the snake." And they said, "Well, actually, it fed everyone, and it was, it's like really cool." And we're giving you the snake for what's the word, Danny? For transformation, yeah. Shedding the skin and stuff.
How am I supposed to know what word you're thinking?
You know me well. Anyway,
I'm like dictionary. Hang on.
Anyway, then I happen to have quite a large tattoo on my stomach of a snake. And I just found that so incredible, because that
is mad
on there for transformation, exactly what Erica was describing in that reading. So it was quite. I was going to show you, but I won't. But anyway, yeah. So it was amazing that I've actually got this bloody big snake on my chest. But I got it it was all about transformation. So yeah, great connection with that.
It's also funny, like mentioning your one. You mentioned my one, the second one, where I was baptized by Archangel Michael.
Wow.
I don't know where my angel book is, but there's a bit in my angel book where it talks about, I was just sat having a moment, and in the bathroom and reading it, and it said I was thinking about baptizing and sound. I've been doing a lot of experiment on sound and light and frequency and things like that. So very interesting if you're under the water and you hear the beat, if you hear the different solfeggio notes under with your ears under the water, it's completely different sound. It's quite crazy. Anyway, right, so so it said on the angel book, it said about baptism. So I actually went and baptized myself in the bath that day, put candles on the bath, and had the purple ones at the foot, and even did like a little ceremony where I swapped them from the feet to the head, because it's like represented the crown chakra. And I didn't even know why I was doing it. Well, I did sort of, but no, it was just, I was being led to do it. I didn't have, it was like, oh, okay, just do this. So when you mentioned that, I was crying because it was just relevant. I thought, yeah.
Again, Danny,
snot. Sorry,
yeah,
snot, blubber, blubber. Yeah. Tissue. I can't even play the recording. I'm too embarrassed. I'm like,
Tell us a couple more experiences of your session then, Danny, because I'm sure people will be interested, because we've both experienced it. It's good to share it. Without the crackling.
It's not crackling anymore, is it?
It is.
Hang on. Is it still crackling?
No.
Is it stopped?
Sort of. Go on, just say it anyway.
I'm sorry if I sound like a Dalek.
We'll get you some new headphones.
Thanks. So the three experiences were, I was, two of them I was still wearing the same nightie. It was like you said that I was me in both of the experiences. So the first one, I had escaped from somewhere, and I had a white nightie on, and it went up to my neck and down to bottom of the sleeves, long sleeves, and to my ankles, and I'd escaped from somewhere, and I was by the stones, and it was Stonehenge, and it was the ley lines that I was attracted to on the ground. And so I went into the middle of the henge and was on the ground getting all the energy, absorbing all the energy, and I felt this connection, and was there a light? Was it something around the stone?
Yeah.
And then there was also an inscription on one of the stones that I could decipher, and you
I remember you telling me that.
and you said that people just didn't understand me. People just didn't understand the knowledge of the universe that I had, and thought that I was actually bat poop crazy.
Yeah. So these are the types of chords that are cut. It's like misunderstanding, misunderstanding of who you are authentically, and so many of those things keep coming up about how other people perceive us, and then the treatment that we receive because of other people's misunderstandings and belief systems, and it's shifting perspectives, it's shifting beliefs, and it's detaching those things that do not serve us.
Yeah, and it's actually funny because I went into the village today to give out the light papers and stuff, and saw a couple of people that misunderstand me, and they don't even.
I wonder why.
I was at the traffic lights, and I clocked eyes with someone, and I didn't. Normally, I just smile at anyone, and I just went. And I didn't even get a smile. Didn't look straight through me, and I was like, found it quite funny. And then went into the fruit and veg shop, and again saw someone that didn't even look at me and wouldn't even continue the conversation with the veg matey, and walked out. And I was walking down the road, and I was like, I haven't even, because I haven't even done anything to these people personally. I don't even, but it was irrelevant. I was walking down the road, and I was like, well, it's what they think. They can have that. I don't care. And it didn't have the same. Yeah. Didn't have the same impact as what it would have done last week on Sunday.
Yes. Good. Yeah, and that continues as well. And you see how, and then you become more authentically you. It's just realigning you back with you, and you're stripping away all of those things that just don't serve you. Yeah.
So it really does work.
Good old Kev.
Thank you, Kev.
You provide an amazing service, Erica, and I thank you for all of your help and guidance you've given me. Bless you.
He's had 5 sessions with you.
So I do. So each session is completely different. It's completely unique. You'll go to different places. You have completely different experiences, and the chords will be all different things as well. The only time that you might experience the same lifetime again or similar is if we're doing like the chakra journey. So I go through all of the chakras. So each session is an individual chakra. So if you imagine like the root chakra, so that's your safety, your security, your safe space, your foundation, all those things that could have possibly impacted that in a negative way. We start removing those. But all the angels release are things that are going to impact you now and moving forward with your hopes and dreams. I'm
glad you said that, actually, because people will be interested in that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Kevin mentioned something about throat chakras.
Sorry,
Kevin mentioned something about he's going to be working on throat chakras and things like that. So he did say it's very interesting how you will progress further and further into this brilliant treatment. Brilliant.
Terry loves it, doesn't she? I was talking to Terry. Mind, body, spirit first.
It's interesting to know who you were in past lives too.
Yeah, because you think you're so used to seeing this one version of you in the mirror, or you've got these certain memories. You've got other people's impressions of you that make up this package of who you are. And when you realise that, hold on a minute, I was this person in a past life, or I was that person. I might have been really, really rich, or I might have been somebody of importance, or it's those. It's not about an ego, it's about those qualities. So for instance, if you were wealthy in a previous life, it means that you've got the ability to manifest that again in this life. That's what I mean. Okay, so you can bring those strengths. You're like, I have the ability to create that life again.
Into all my past lives, Erica.
Sorry?
I said I must have been skint in all my past lives.
Must have been skint.
Saying that's a really good thing. So one of the finances are a big thing. So a lot of us, especially those who are spiritual workers, have had taken vows in previous lives, like working as nuns, monks, and other religious connections. And by those vows and contracts, we remove those and get rid of those, and it's safe to be wealthy. It's safe to be,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I must have been a nun then.
Yeah, I've been a monk.
Sister Danny Rowe.
I've been a monk.
You might have been, actually.
I was,
You were a monk.
I was a monk.
Yeah.
I had a bald head.
Wow.
You shaved it willingly.
Sorry.
Well, you shaved it willingly.
Yeah, I was most disappointed when I saw what I looked like, but there we are. Yeah.
You were like,
I think
no way.
I did a Celtic ceremony in Stonehenge, right? And I wore this like monk's outfit to do it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I really reminded me of something from the past.
I do have a lot of sort of Druid things come through. We have lots of Viking things, so like pagan ceremonies, and some of them are quite negative and negatively impacting, and some of them are really positive and bringing that strength back through. So
have you got any, without obviously mentioning any names, any particular sessions that really stand out for you since you've been doing it? Where the change has been like incredible, or
well, the ones that I feel more comfortable sharing obviously are my own, because then it's so the one okay,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah, so when you talk about feeling safe to be yourself, and feeling safe to not be judged, and being safe to use your gifts, if you want to use that word. Okay, so when I was clearing up my chakras, and I got up to I don't know, one of those so I can't quite remember which one it was, they took me to, I was in an asylum.
Really?
So this was this was
like me then.
Past life. Yeah, I was in an asylum, right? Because I had
sorry, I couldn't help it.
So and because I was misunderstood, because I obviously said too many things, I did too many things, and it didn't fit the family that I was incarnated with at the time. It didn't fit perhaps the religion that we were in, or whatever the circumstances. And I was in this asylum place. And when they gave me the medication, it helped me to open up some of my abilities to travel, astro travel, but also when I was sort of strapped to a bed, there's no other choice I could do but to use my mind. So using my mind, I could project myself onto a better place. I could use it to travel, astro travel. So the angels showed that I use that negative situation in a positive way to grow, to develop and enhance
Mhm.
the gifts that I had in that incarnation. But because I was treated in that way, it had a negative effect moving forward, and being able to do lives like this and being able to put myself on Facebook, being able to speak freely, being able to feel safe to be me. And it wasn't until I cut that cord that I was like, okay, this is what I can do. It's amazing how it actually, yeah,
That's crazy.
that's it is literally crazy.
That's crazy, because you and me that's a very similar thing that we went through, because we had to cut the same cord like that.
Yeah, but it will be
similar.
And it'll be different ways, it'll be different vibrations, it'll be different
but we were both trying to speak out and do things that wasn't ready for our time.
You find I have a lot of people that like treated as witches as well. That's that's quite an interesting one. So again, torture and the way that people lose their lives and the circumstances around that, about people persecuting others and people misunderstanding or blaming and things like that.
It's a running theme then, isn't it, really?
It's quite huge. Yeah.
Are all these things perfect, though?
What
do you think everything that happens to us in past lives and this lives are all like, just is, meant to be the way it is? Do you think? Like, you talk about soul contracts, you learn forgiveness and acceptance. So there's got to be someone there to actually help you experience that, so you can have the opportunity to move forward. I
think sometimes that you end up being in a situation that is unjust and unfair, and then you get that soul choice to make the best out of it, or to make that move, to hire yourself to make that change.
But I'm guessing that is the stimulus that could potentially take you to a higher level. So I like to. I probably, the way I see it is it's all a beautiful dance, Erica.
It is a beautiful dance because it's all music, isn't it?
It is all music.
That's what the sound
I've recently been learning about the frequencies and the solfeggio notes, and putting music at like 528 hertz, 432 hertz, 369, 174.
32, is that right? Yeah, 512. I've been looking at
528.
528, that's it. Get them mixed up.
9.
I get a feeling that Danny's into sound and vibration. She's a singer,
very much so.
It's been part of her life since she was a little girl. So
well, because we're instruments. We've been given that the voice and and the wisdom teeth at the back also.
Sorry.
Watch out!
Anything can happen on this show.
3D. So basically, with our wisdom teeth, if you can make this certain frequency and vibration in the back of if you put them close together and go high and low, you can make different vocal sounds, and it's quite interesting to start experimenting with these, because we tend to, being classically trained, we learn to use our diaphragms very much, and obviously breath work, it's all very important to be breathing from your diaphragm. It's better for oxygen intake and everything, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, but also learning now to develop the larynx, learning to develop all this area, because obviously we're singing from here coming up, but if we can tweak it and we can be making plants happier. We could be singing to our food and eating it, and it'd be better for us. It sounds
I
balmy.
don't think that's going to improve my cooking.
It might.
I mean, I can't sing well. I don't think I can. I probably can. But like, I'm a hummer. You know, when I'm working, I'm always humming. I'm like da 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 da, and the customer's like, "Oh my God, you're so happy." Do you know what I mean? It's an affliction. I can't help it. That's what I say to them. But I was going to ask you a question, actually. That's what I was going to ask you. People that have come to see you and they've gone into a past life, let's say, I don't know, they were a musician or something. Have you ever had anyone that's contacted you and said, well, actually, funny enough, I started, after that session, for instance, I started learning guitar because I was intrigued by it. And it's, have you ever had anything like that? Anyone has like created a gift through having their experiences?
Oh, I don't.
Maybe it will.
Yeah.
But she only started in 2020.
Oh no.
Oh, Dave. Come back, Dave. Yes, you only started in 2020. If someone's going to build up those skill sets.
Wow. It's just like the reasons why people come. Sometimes it's so much of removing things out of the way, and then people don't think about setting something up or starting something new. But it certainly opens the door to those who are taking different career paths, changing jobs, starting their own businesses. So anything that's like authentically in alignment with them, it's like different doorways open and different paths appear. Yeah.
What I was saying. I don't know what you guys have been saying, but I just disappeared and
you did. You went poof.
You didn't hear me, did you?
No. But I was going to say about the cord cutting. So once you've cut these like fundamental cords that have been in the way of people, that whether they had a past life and they were a musician or not, if you haven't got those cords anymore that are in your way, that are hindering your progression in life, you'll be freer to be more creative in whatever it is that you're gonna achieve in life. That's the bottom line, isn't it? Really,
it's gonna open up your horizons.
Yeah, especially so I have a lot of sort of spiritual workers that come and see me, like I said, who are not necessarily practicing at the moment, but they have practiced it for many lifetimes previous, and so these are the cords that are being strengthened. So they're cutting away all the negative ones, all the ones that are holding them back from doing these things, and those skill sets are required now.
Yes.
So like working with herbs, working with crystals, working with different healing vibrations, it's all these different parts. And what happens when you're clearing out those other cords and strengthening these ones? The right teachers come along, the right opportunities, you'll put in the right job experiences. And all of these wonderful people are needed right now to move forward, especially
I've got to ask you, Erica, I know you're very fond of crystals recently. I don't know how long for, but I know you're getting right into them. Tell us about that.
I love crystals.
What's your experience of crystals, and did they communicate with them? Because I know someone who the crystals actually talk to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've met in Glastonbury. Very interesting. I'm just interested in that.
Yeah, so the reason obviously I love sparkly things, so I've always loved the crystals anyway. But when I was doing these when I was doing all these sessions, the crystals kept coming forward. The angels kept giving crystals to the clients, and so I'd say it was a pink one, I think it was rose quartz, or I could describe it as best as I can. It was red, but it had flecks of black in it, and these are the crystals that you need. And then I knew that the angelic Reiki bubble that I put you in at the end is a version of a crystal, and you're in your own crystal. And then And then with your chakras, when we do your chakra sessions, they turn into crystals. So,
Wow.
and I've also had, oh, sorry, I get excited.
Come on, I
I've
love
also
it when
had-
you get excited, Erica. This is great.
I've also had sessions where somebody has been in a previous life, but like eons and eons and eons ago, not even written in a history book. So you've got to let go of everything you know about time and space and history and all of those things, and geography. And her civilization was just so high vibrational. The energy of that civilization went into the earth. And the reason it got destroyed is because a comet came and just exploded and made this massive crater into the earth. But obviously thousands and thousands of years later, in that crater was this amazing crystal. The energy of the crystal was the vibration of the civilization that she was a part of.
Wow.
And so they helped, that civilization help create that very crystal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah. And so
It changed your whole perception of crystals.
Yeah,
and I said, it was that session, I said, you know what, I need to learn more about these crystals. Because it's just the angels are just knocking me out by, you know, they're giving them as gifts. They're giving them as gifts to people. they're like they're like third dimensional physical things that we can use and hold every single part of our day that have got the higher vibrations of all of those other dimensions stuck in this wonderful sphere, or this wonderful thing. So yeah, keep using them.
I colour coordinated all my crystals this morning and put them on the windowsill. I was like, right, the red one's going to go there, pink one's going to go purple, green.
Each crystal has a different vibration and connects in a different way. That's why they recommend particular crystals.
Like tiger's eyes. Tiger's eyes, lovely.
I'm doing my best to get into crystals, but so look at that.
So this is an orca crystal. Now I got this from my wonderful friend Kim. Now this, it looked to me, it looked exactly like what I see on my Reiki sessions, going above the world. So I'm above Earth, and I'm looking down at Earth, and I can see all the clouds. And this is where sometimes we take you to see how you fit in the universe and how.
That's where we went. That's where we went.
I didn't go there. I'm not happy about this. Actually,
you took me there.
You did take me. The angels took me off the mountain, didn't they? Like spiritually. I was still there physically, but they took me up like a spirit helper or whatever, like can help people.
Yeah.
Love that. Love it.
Yeah.
Right, where's my diary? I want to come and see.
You want to go in space and look at Earth from down there.
I do. I want another session with Erica because it was I want to cry some more.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things that this does is change the way that you see things. So it changes your perspective on things, and this can be really rewarding, but it can also be quite a surprise.
Daunting.
yeah, because suddenly you see life through a different lens, which is the whole point. It's the whole idea. But yeah, it's good fun. Sorry.
All right. I just love the way you got so excited when you started talking about crystals.
Crystals.
Well, I suppose. It's just going into that session again, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, I was saying before, I like crystals. I like the way they look, but I haven't got that connection with them. Like hopefully maybe one day.
Well, you want to go into a crystal shop, and look at the crystals, and even if, say, for example, look when you were born, and you'll see certain crystals that represent around when you were born. Then you read what they can do for you, and it's they become a little bit more significant for you.
I've done that, Danny,
it's a bit more.
I just haven't got. No, it's just not my thing at the moment.
Yeah, maybe
one day. You know,
Maybe it's not your line of expertise, babe.
maybe not. I get a bit jealous, babe. All these people with their crystals.
Well, you do other things. You do other things.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, maybe in a few years' time, you'll have room for crystals.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe because you're doing so many other things
Yeah,
that the crystals, because that crystals is another big thing, isn't it?
it is actually.
You know,
Yeah, they come to you. Crystals find you.
Go
yeah,
on,
oh yeah.
crystals. Come
Yeah,
to
so
me.
well, you know when you need the crystals, they'll come. They'll suddenly find, and you'll be given them at the right time. And
Yeah.
they'll be the right ones, or you'll find it.
Yes, absolutely.
I
sure.
bought some tiger eyes the other day, and I bought some bronzonite, and you know the little magnet. Oh, you know you get the two magnets. So they hematites, right? So today I was saying which ones are magnetic, right? And the bronzonite's magnetic, and I was just making it spin on its own.
Wow.
And then spin the other way around, and then there was like a little reflection from the sun, and it beamed onto the magnet, and then it beamed back onto the window pane, and it done its own.
Daddy loves the beams, man. I tell you.
Yeah, it's great. I was like, that looks like the Eiffel Tower.
Anyone who's watching, you've got to check out sunbeams.
Oh, definitely.
Daddy introduced me to them. It's like often you'll see the sun, and it goes like through a building or something, and you see this beam.
Amazing beam. It'll just like, and then you take the picture of the beam, and then you zoom into the beam.
Yeah.
And it has got the rainbows, but you can't see it from the distance. Sometimes you can. It depends how good the photo is, or where you catch the sun, whether it's setting. If the sun's setting, you'll get to see all the colours in all its glory, and then the closer you zoom in, it's bright pink, bright purple, bright blue.
Yeah, beam competitions.
Yeah, you like your competitions, don't you, Dave?
I'm quite competitive. Obviously, it must
Dave Carson's version of the Krypton Factor.
Really? Oh my God! Don't talk to me about Krypton Factor. Anyway, have you got anything to add to this talk tonight, Erica? That you can,
I suppose a good visualization of what it's all about is like if you imagine like a computer game.
Yeah.
And you to create this beautiful computer game, you need a coder. You need somebody to do all that coding and all the numbers and all the letters to make it do what you need it to do.
Yeah.
And then if you want to change that, you have to go into the coding and reshuffle it, rechange it to get a different image and picture. And that's basically what it is that I'm doing. I'm coding, or I can read the coding that's being changed for you. So I just think, that's it's quite a good visual to use when you're thinking about how it could work in your life. Yes. So yeah, are you playing Sims or Gears of War?
Absolutely. And I know loads of people that are watching now that have had sessions with you, and oh, look at this, Dave! I've put your table next to a crystal cellar. Thanks, Kev.
See, I find you.
But, I can't say no.
Ever so accommodating.
He is. He's so accommodating. I can't say enough.
That's so funny.
And everyone I've met that's had a session with you, been as excited as me when they've been talking about it. You've got a very special gift, Erica. And,
thank you.
You're doing a great service, and I highly recommend anyone watching this to contact. How can people contact you, Erica? This is quite important because I have got we want people to be able to find you. So you haven't got a website at the moment, have you?
No. Yeah, the thing, it's just like having a conversation here, because it's like you've got the whole of the universe, you've got all the Akashic records of past lives, and you've got everything here. It's like, how do you put that in a little package? How do you write that on a thing?
People to be able to find you, Erica. It's really important.
Yes.
People can find you. So is this the right address here for Instagram? Have I done that correct? because I actually copied and pasted this, and it took me to your Instagram account, so it does work.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yep,
people can
yep.
find you on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my personal one, which is absolutely fine. And then I'm also Healing Beyond the Veil.
Ah, okay.
Healing Beyond the Veil.
Yeah.
And you work on a Wednesday, don't you? If people want to face to face in, is it Horndean? No, it's not. Is it?
It's Waterlooville. So I'm at Witches and Warlocks on a Wednesday in Waterlooville. I do a bit of mobile as well, and I should be in a new venue on a Mondays in Hillsey. So fingers crossed.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting this Healing Beyond
the Veil.
Beyond the Veil.
Mm-hmm.
I've spelt it right. Healing Beyond the Veil. I have. There we go. It's going up. So people can find Erica Healing
Veil. VAIL.
All right.
VAIL.
Sorry.
VAIL.
Veil. Yeah.
We can change that.
VEIL.
VEIL.
No, yeah, VEIL. Oh dear, it's getting
I was like, hang on a minute.
Right, let's start again. V
EIL.
Boom.
I got your back, don't worry.
You are. There we go. Hey, we got there again. This is
Okay,
really
let's just say there are some skills I don't have.
Don't we all have skills we don't have? So you work on a Wednesday from Witches and Warlocks in Waterlooville. Yep. Yeah, so that's great. Yep. And I highly recommend a face-to-face with Erica.
Wednesdays Waterlooville. Oh, my sister used to live in Waterlooville.
Yeah, Erica's got an incredibly great energy. Just being in your presence was a joy.
So we're not too far away. So
yeah, exactly. And you do online sessions as well, Erica?
Yes.
Yeah. And they work exactly in the same way as a face-to-face, pretty much. You had online, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah, I had. Honestly, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So just
recommended.
Tell people out there, you know, they can have an online session with you, works just as well as a face-to-face, and they can go to Healing Beyond the Veil. Where is that exactly? Is it like a web page, or is it?
So that's on my Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Also,
okay.
Yeah, it's also on Instagram as well. But yeah,
what I'll do is I'll put some links when this goes onto YouTube. I'll put some links for these on the YouTube so people can just click on there and find you, which I highly recommend. So, well, look, it's about that time, guys, where we're gonna wrap it up now. Like I said, me and Danny will probably be booking you again. I'm definitely going to book you.
Not probably, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'll come and see you actually one Wednesday. It'd be really, really good.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And thanks everybody for listening. Yeah.
And if you ever want to get back to doing the childhood make-believe world thing, you know, just go to Erica because you'll be there free, bouncing around.
Absolutely. And to say to everyone, if you could be so kind to like, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Free the Mind UK. The more people that subscribe, the more that YouTube will present the videos to the public. And the whole idea of this channel is to get these sort of things out into the public arena so that people know what's available out there. And we've had some amazing guests on. And we've got some amazing guests coming up. So yeah, if you'd be so kind to like and subscribe, it'd be fantastic. And well, thank you, Erica, for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny, for being my lovely co-host.
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure meeting new people, but especially your guests. Honestly, everyone. It's been amazing.
Before we go, let's have a little look. We are. I logged in just as you started talking about they were calling me lots of laugh. Kimberly. Okay, thank you, Kimberly. Kevin says, see you all soon.
I'll see you Sunday, Kev.
Thanks, Kev.
And who's this? Kimberly finally managed to sign in and say hello. That's it.
Hello, Kimberly.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a joy to do these talks. And thank you, Erica. Thank you, Danny. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.